Dakshinamurti Stotra, where the Atman exists at all places, at every moment of our life actually, if you remember. There's a one constant thing which is available for our experience at all given point of time. When I was child, when I was adolescent, when I'm in youth or middle age, old age, or even during death. My body has changed, my mind has changed, my emotions have gone a transformation, my thought process has been changed, the people have changed, including my body and mind, but the awareness of all these things, the awareness of the experiences is constant, or it is same ever. So Vedanta is asking us to hold on to that consciousness or that awareness. So Vedanta is mentioning that, oh my dear, you are trying to be, or you are giving importance to be aware of. So Vedanta is asking us to recognize that awareness itself, not to be aware of something else. Aware of the body, aware of the mind, aware of the, things, aware of our mind's existence, or aware of the emotions, aware of an object. So we are always obsessed with aware of. So Vedanta is asking, my dear, stop it. Try to be aware of that awareness itself, awareness in itself. That is what we mean recognition. Recognize that I am that self. How to start with? For example, I'm eating. While I'm eating and enjoying the every morsel of food, you are aware that you are aware of that action, that eating process or eating action. And you are aware of the taste. You are aware of that food which you are eating, isn't it? So you hold on to that awareness. So this can practice this Advaitic meditation with open eyes. While walking, while sitting, while working, at any given point of time, we can practice this awareness. We can start with every day 5-10 minutes, morning, afternoon, and evening, or different intervals of time. Then slowly, it can be increased. Recognizing the self and holding on to that awareness, not to the body and mind. Now the question might come, what happens? There is a profound, profit or a profound use from all these things. The moment when you start holding on to that awareness, then our mind becomes more and more calm. Our mind becomes more and more steady. The restlessness of the mind gets arrested or gets reduced. And the turbulence of the mind will be also reduced. So practice that awareness at every point of time. That's what Advaita Vedanta is asking us to practice in different ways. For example, you got a strong thought of eating something, maybe a sweet, but doctors have said to avoid the sweet. Then you can use this Vedanta, apply the Vedantic truth. What is that? I am that self. Okay, fine. Then you are that self beyond this mind, body, and other things. Then who is desiring that I want sweet? I want to eat sweet. I feel I am obsessed with the sweet actually. But when you start understanding or holding on to that awareness, you will understand that the so-called whatever we say, we are obsessed with the eating sweet. It is just a thought. The thought belongs to where? Not to the self, it belongs to the mind. So it is a mental activity. Or to be precise, to be still more clear, it is just a thought. And you are aware of that thought. You are aware of the different objects in the room, but you are not that object. So similarly, I am aware of that thought called desiring to eat the sweet, and you are the self. You are aware of that desire, you are aware of the thought, but you are that awareness. The moment it is very simple, it looks like simple or it doesn't look very great, but when you start putting into practice, you will understand there's a profound effect in this. If you can split this, you are that awareness and you are witnessing that the desire, like eating the sweet or you want to enjoy the sweet. The moment if you can split it, when you can differentiate it, then what happens? You are controlling the mind, controlling the desire becomes much easier. Similarly, you are angry, short temper. Oh, Swamiji, I've got a short temper. What to do that? Recognize, understand it, accept it. And when the angry comes, now you try to understand that I am getting angry. Am I getting angry? No. I am that self. I am that awareness. I am aware of that angry means I am not getting angry. Neither I am getting angry, nor I am angry. My mind is getting angry. It is an emotion or a state of mind. This angry belongs to the mind. Oh, so much I am attached to the mobile. I am unable to leave. I am not attached to mobile. My mind is attached to mobile. Just like I am using a mobile as an instrument, my mind is also an instrument. So the instrument has got a problem like short temper or angry, then let me handle it. Let me try to solve it. Let me try to resolve it by practicing patience, by practicing maybe counting 1, 2, 3 and controlling the mind at that given point of time. There are so many methods. If you can practice, if you can hold on to that awareness at every given point of time, that is beautiful and that is great. So Vedanta is only asking us to recognize the self, not the body and mind. I'll give one more example and I'll get into the sloka actually. Now, when we go to golden shop, what do? Okay, I want to purchase a golden ornament or a golden ornaments. I want to purchase golden necklace, golden nose ring, earring, bracelet, or something else, different golden ornaments. So I go there and I get carried over by different shapes, different designs, and about cost also, of course. Then I like this particular design, I like this particular shape, I like particular format or whatever. Then if you take a Vedantin, unfortunately say, oh my dear, Vacharambano namadeyam vikaro namadeyam mrittikasyeva satyam. What are you were saying that it is a bangle, golden bangles, golden nose ring, golden earring, golden bracelet, golden necklace, or in golden necklace itself, there are 5 types of golden necklaces based on shape and size and other things. More or less, say for discussion's sake, more or less everyone is similar price, more or less. So now which to select? The Vedantins say, whichever you like, you select, my dear. It doesn't matter. Because the content is what? Gold. Gold has been rearranged in different forms. That's all different shapes. So why are you getting carried over by that shape, my dear? You can enjoy it. You can appreciate it. Never mind. Vedanta doesn't stop us to appreciate it. But know it clearly that gold is real there and not the name and form, not the forms. But we are carried over by mere name and forms and we don't recognize the gold actually. I mean, we are aware that it is a golden ornament and all, but our importance is in the name and form, not to the gold. So Vedanta is asking us to shift the importance from the name and form to the gold. So shift your importance from the body and mind or the world to the self or to the awareness, to the consciousness. This is what Vedantic journey. This is what our spiritual journey. So recognizing the self and shifting our focus, shifting our attention, or shifting the Satyatva Buddhi, the notion of reality from the world to the God, or from the world to the self, or from the matter to the consciousness is what the spiritual life. It is what the Vedantic journey. Why you were supposed to attend the Dakshinamurti Stotram class? Why you were supposed to study Vedanta and to reflect on Vedanta? Because to remove the ignorance. What is that ignorance? Shifting the notion of reality from the matter to the self. Okay. So after explaining this, now let us go into the 8th sloka. Before that, I will start giving a simple explanation now. The 8th stotram, viśvaṃ paśyati kāryakāraṇatayā svasvāmisambandhataḥ śiṣyachāryatayā tathaiva pitṛ putrādyātmanā bhēdataḥ swapnē jāgrati vā yayesha puruṣō māyā paribhrāmitaḥ tasmai gurumūrtayē nama idaṃ dakṣiṇāmūrtayē. Again, it's a very beautiful sloka. So, māyā paribhrāmitaḥ, this is a very important one. Now, let us go to that actually. Now, I am experiencing this waking state. I hope you are all in the waking state. So, because I'm talking and you are all hearing and all. So, this is called jāgrati avastha or waking state. So, when I'm in waking state, I am experiencing the waking world. Okay. Then it is already 7:30 in the India. Then in 2-3 hours or 4 hours, you will go to bed. When you go to bed, then you had a dream. So when you are in the waking state, you are called waker. When you went to dream state, then you are called dreamer. Dreamer, dreaming state, and dream world. The waking world is not available for your experience during the dream state. Then when you want to deep sleep, you are experiencing the deep sleep, but you are not aware of it at that given point of time. Then don't say that there is a deep sleep world also. There is no deep sleep world because you don't experience the world there. Anyhow, so you are waker when you are in the waking state. You are known as dreamer in the dreaming state, and you are in the deep sleep state, sleeper in the deep sleep state. Means one person is having 3 states of experience. Okay, every one of us, we were child, then we slowly growing, we went to adolescent, then young. Some of us, we are young, and some of you already have gone to middle age. Some of you also gone to old age. So different stages of the growth. Childhood, infancy, childhood, adolescent, young, middle age, old age, whatever. Sometimes I feel strong. Sometimes I experience I am weak. Sometimes I know that I was thin. Now I am obese. Doctor has said you have to reduce your obesity. So sometimes I'm strong, weak, or thin and obese or whatever. Okay. Sometimes I feel that I'm egoistic, or he or she is egoistic. Then he or she is humble, or I am humble. I am gentle. Sometimes I am feeling very crooked, etc., etc. That means these are a different type of nature of the mind. I am either father, mother, brother, sister, wife, husband, son, daughter. These are all relationships, family relationships. Then I am the boss, CEO of the company, director of the company, or the manager, or the team leader, or colleague, or employee. When we say all these things, these are all working relationships or social status. I am young, I am strong, I am weak, I am gentle, I am egoistic, I am the boss, or I am the father or mother, or I am the teacher. So I has been told with so many things. Now Vedanta is asking us, my dear, all these things you are saying, I am thin, I am white, I am black, I am strong, I am good, I am bad, or whatever say. All these things, whatever you are describing, or you are thinking that I, and so I am so and so, I am so and so, I am so and so. All these things are nothing but refer to belonging to body and mind, not for the self. But we are so much carried over in our day-to-day transactions, and I am thinking as if I have become thin, I have become obese. I am egoistic, or I have become humble. I was bad, I have become good. We are all thinking I, but actually my body and mind is undergoing changes. But I am aware of all these changes. So whatever I'm saying, I, this is referring to body and mind. Actually, try to understand. Hold on to the truth. So we are mistaking actually. We are misidentifying ourselves with the body and mind and its nature or its changes and its experiences also. So now we have to recognize it. I am that self. I am that awareness who is aware of all these changes. Okay, okay. If I am that awareness itself, is it not happening all these changes in me? No, not in me, in my body and mind. That's why in the third line of the this hymn, the beautiful Shankara says, Yesha Purushaha Maya paribhrāmitaḥ. I, the individual person, is deluded by Maya. He or she is a spiritually illiterate person. He or she may be a PhD in science, maths, or English, or electronics, or whatever, or maybe Nobel laureate, but he or she is a spiritually illiterate, spiritually ignorant. As a result, he or she is thinking that I am so and so, I am so and so, I am so and so. Māyā paribhrāmitaḥ, due to illusion, due to ignorance, he or she is thinking wrongly. Brahma, deluded mind. Purusha means it is not a male layer. Purusha means human being or individual self. Individual self is thinking, I am son of so-and-so, daughter of so-and-so, thin, strong, weak, and all. Now you can understand very clearly. Now, the Vedanta is asking, because of this misidentification or because of this delusion, we are all experiencing different experiences and we are suffering and we are enjoying also. Suffering also includes enjoying also. Then if you want to go beyond all these dualities, then try to understand, hold on to that awareness, hook to that awareness. I am ever free, or I am ever pure. I am eternal self. I am the subject, not the object. I am the experiencer, not the experienced. So the moment I am the attributeless, unpolluted self. What about Satchidananda? They are not attributes of the self. It is the nature of the self. So I, the self, is attributeless and unpolluted, pure self. But now, because of this delusion or because of this misidentification, I am thinking that I am with attributes and pollution. Pollution means here, we are different adjectives or different attributes basically. I am with attributes and with pollution, dirt and all. So I am with attributes and pollution is what the jivatma, empirical self, embodied self. So from Atma, I have fallen as ahankara, or strictly speaking, from the Atma, I am fallen cognitively, not the physical fall. Cognitive fall it is. I am thinking that I am the embodied self, Jivatma. So I am absolute, eternal I, but now I am thinking I am the empirical and relative I, or a bound soul, or embodied soul. Because Yesha Purusha Māyā paribhrāmitaḥ, because this self is deluded. When the self is deluded, when Vedanta says, that means the delusion is there where? It is only in the mind. Then the jnana has to happen where? In the mind only. So bandha and mukti, it is both for the sukshma sharira, for the mind, not for the self. So the moment we misidentify ourselves with this body, mind, and the world, we are the empirical I. All the relationships, calculations, connections, transactions, they come into existence and they become real. Now for the saints, don't do transaction in the world. They do transactions in the world, but for them it is not real. But for a agnani, for an ignorant person, for a deluded person, he does the transactions and the transactions are real for him. That is what the difference. So remove this misidentification. Now, how this happens, this delusion, Māyā paribhrāmitaḥ, How it is in the first line here, the author is telling, Shankaracharya is telling, viśvaṃ paśyati kāryakāraṇatayā. Viśvaṃ is the world, universe, manifested universe. One is that. The other is also in the waking state. The person, the individual self is all called Vishva. So you can remember Vishva, Tejas and Prajna. So the person who is in the waking state, the individual self when he is in the waking state is also called a generic technical term called Vishva. So viśvaṃ paśyati kāryakāraṇatayā. This whole world is nothing but cause and effect. Cause and effect. What is that? Milk and the curd, for an example. Milk is the cause and the curd or yogurt is the effect. The water is the cause and the ice is what? The effect. So the whole world is nothing but the cause and effect. There is a consistent relationship between the cause and effect. Okay. Svenapi māyā bahurūpam. By his own self, because of the māyā, due to māyā, he is seeing in the diversified forms. Actually, the self alone is one, but the self is perceiving different things, different people, different beings, and all multitude of beings. Why? Because of māyā, because of the delusion, or because of the ignorance. Now, why the waker, which is related to waking world, and I have got waking experiences. Then when I am in the deep sleep, when my mind is in dream state, then I experience the dream world. Then there are different type of people, different type of experiences or whatever. So the relationless Atman has become relationed Atman or relation self actually. How? Because of kāryakāraṇatayā. What is this karya and karana? Karya means cause and karana means cause and karya means effect. We all know that. If there should be some cause to produce an effect. For example, if you are getting a rain, why? Rain is an effect. What is the cause? Cloud. Clouds are main cause. Then you can say atmosphere, then air, the temperature, so many other things are there. So main cause will be clouds basically. So similarly, if you take our birth and death, why? What is the karya? Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi. Birth, death, disease, profit, loss, different type of experience which is being experienced from the birth to death. That is the effect, karana. Karya. What is the karana? My karma, prarabdha karma, agami karma, sanchita karma. The actions which I done in my previous lives and in the present life is formulating my life, formulating my experiences, formulating my joy and sorrow or whatever. So this kāryakāraṇatayā, externally world, we can see that, and also it can take individually. Because of my past actions, I have taken birth and I'm experiencing different things. And also I am unhappy, I am unhappy, and a lot of profit is coming, and so much loss has happened to me. Whatever all these different type of experiences, ups and downs comes in my life, all is this because of kāryakāraṇasambandha. Because of my previous karmas. Karma phala, one is that, and karma also produces the impressions, which is our nature actually. Two people, I and my friend, both we are working in the same company. My friend doesn't have a problem with the manager, but I have got a problem with the manager. Why? Because of my karma, because of my actions. One is karma phala, means results of action. The other is impressions, the nature of oneself. Because of my nature, I can't go well with that manager. My friend is not very good with him, but he's okay. He's so-so. He's neutral at least. But I have got real problem. He doesn't have a problem, he or she, and I have a problem. Why? Because of our nature or because of our karma phala. And this whole world is what? Kāryakāraṇatayā. And in this world, kāryakāraṇa is one is that yogakshema. We are trying to acquire the wealth. We are trying to acquire the money. We are trying to acquire the property. We are trying to purchase the vehicle, purchase the mobile phone. This is what yoga. And I am trying to maintain my house. I am trying to maintain my vehicle, trying to maintain my laptops or things, whatever I have possessed. That is what kshema. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. In the Gita, Krishna says, I look after the devotees who surrender at me. I look after them when we say yoga kshema. Yogakshema hegide in Kannada we all say. Means what? You are acquiring and maintenance. How is it? Our life can be boiled down to these two words, yoga and kshema. All our relationships, all our procurements, maintenance, everything can be brought from here. Okay, that's the one thing. And because of the Maya, I'm experiencing the multitude of the universe. Svena api Maya bahurupam Svena. The self itself is seen in a different forms because of the Maya. Otherwise, in reality, there is only one self. There cannot be two eternal realities, which is a tautology. If there is a eternal, if there is infinite, then how it can be two infinites? There can be only one infinite. And afterwards, the author kāryakāraṇatayā we understood, and svenapi māyā bahurūpam we understood, and is speaking of different type of relationships. What different relationships? Putra, pitṛ, putrādi. Pitṛ, father and putra, son, father and son relationship, mother and son relationship, father and daughter relationship, mother and daughter relationship. All things can be taken in adi, etc. All type of relationships, friends, wife and husband, children, colleagues, citizens, all these things can be taken. Then svasvāmi, owner, employee and the employer relationships, or the owner and the, what do you say, the owner and the hirer or hiring or whatever you can take. And also Shankaracharya is also taking interestingly shishya and acharya, guru and shishya relationship, student and relationship, that also comes in Maya. So all these things are coming. Why? Atmanaha bhēdataḥ. All differentiations within one Atman actually. When Atman is only one, then how can be these differentiations? These differentiations also because due to Maya alone. But they're very real to us actually. We give a lot of importance to all these things. But in reality, there's only one reality. But in the day-to-day things, how should we behave? Yes, we should accept these dualities. We should accept this relationship. We should respect it. We should maintain it, never mind. But we should not get attached to that. And we should not think that this is the real. That's where many times say, Swamiji, when we hear Vedanta, then how can we live the family life? I say, what is the problem? You can lead the family life. How can I love my husband and wife? How can I love my children? How can I love my relatives? I say, please love them. We should love them. Vedanta will never ask us to stop. In fact, all the great Vedantis, they loved the humanity. Not only family, they loved the humanity, but they were never attached to humanity, or relatives or friends. So we can love the people, but don't attach to people. Suffering doesn't come from the love. We are mistaken. Many times we said, I'm suffering. I suffered because I loved him. I loved her. By loving someone, we don't suffer. Because we are attached to someone, we suffer. So Vedanta asking us to get away this attachment. And swapnē jāgrati. So different type of relationships he told, and different type of or different states of existence he's telling. Swapnē in the dream state, jāgrati in the waking state, we are experiencing the world and its objects or whatever. All these things are nothing but samsara, which is because of the avidya or Māyā. Māyā is the power of is a power, delusive power. Avidya means it is ignorance. So actually, we are confused because of the delusion. I am thinking that all of them are real, and there is a multitude or multiplicity of the souls, or all these things. But in reality, there is nothing. There is the only one reality, that is what the self or consciousness, Brahman or whatever you say. And that Brahman or that Atman is none other than Dakshinamurti. So Dakshinamurti himself is manifesting as Acharya, teacher. Dakshinamurti himself is manifesting as a Shishya, disciple. Dakshinamurti himself is manifesting as this world, experiencer and the experienced. So, and by his grace, we can understand that I am that Dakshinamurti. There is no essentially difference between individual self and supreme self. That is what this particular verse it is going to tell. So my salutations to that Dakshinamurti, who is manifesting in all these forms actually. Now, the question might come, if so, then everything is Brahman, then where is the question of suffering? When everything is Brahman, where is the question of Guru and Shishya? When everything is Brahman, then why should we boggle all that? Yes, the moment when you understand, experience you are that Brahman or Brahman alone is real, then no problem. You need not to bother. But at this given point of time, we might understand or we might think that we have understood intellectually, but our practice, our state of mind is dual, or duality is real for us. That's where the problem comes. If everything is Brahman, then why should I struggle? If you can think, if you can experience that you are the Brahman, there is no need of struggle. Though we think that, but we are not able to put into practice, we are not able to experience that all given point of time. That's why we have to do spiritual practice. Or on the lighter side, that's why you should come to attend Dakshinamurti Stotra class or other classes. So Atman is bound, Atman is free or bound is only figurative conception or a fantasy. Because the bandha and mukti, it is both available only for the mind actually. It is both there in the mind actually, but not for the self. Self was free, self is free, self will be free. This is just like an example of red hibiscus and prism. Now prism is crystal clear. You bring a red hibiscus flower and the prism becomes fully red in color. Then you remove the red hibiscus, then you bring a pink color hibiscus and keep near the prism, then it becomes pink color prism. So like that, the sun is, one more thing is sun and the clouds. Sun is there, clouds came, thin clouds, then we can see little the reflection of the sun. When there are thick clouds, we don't see sun. Does mean sun is affected? No. Okay, clouds are not there, but there's a lot of dust in the atmosphere, in the air. So there is very dusty, atmosphere. Because of that, I might not see sun properly, or I might see sun hazy, or in different color, or whatever. But still, by all these things, the sun is not affected, whether when there were no clouds, when there are thin clouds, when there are thick clouds, when there is a dusty atmosphere, or it might be anything else, sun is not affected by any of them. So similarly, whether you are happy or unhappy, whether you are a stout or a fat or a obese or a thin, whether you are weak or strong, whatever it may be, all these things are manodharma, and it is the nature of the body and mind. But the self is beyond all these things. That is what we have tried to understand, and that's what Acharya is trying to make us understand. This is one more interesting from the Manosalasa, Sureshwaras. This I want to tell, and I want to finish this sloka. Mithyatvam nama bhadyatvam samyak jnanodaye sati śiṣyachāryatayā upadeshādi swapnavat pratibhāsate. We mithya, we say. Māyā is a mithya. Unreal or whatever we say, appearance. What is that illusion? Delusion means. Illusion or delusion means liable to be dispelled. Mithyatvam nama bhadyatvam, which can be dispelled, which can be obstructable, it is called mithya. When perfect knowledge rises, when this mithya becomes, when it is called mithya, why it is called mithya? Because when the perfect knowledge arises, this is dispelled. Even the teacher, the disciple, the teaching, etc. appears like a dream. This is from Manosalasa, Sureshwaras. There are a lot of discussions happens. Just I wanted to tell this very important shloka. So basically, the Satyatva Buddhi, the notion of reality, has to shift from the world to the God or self, from the matter to the consciousness. I, as the body and mind, with relationships, with the different stages of growth, with different type of achievements, with a different type of existence, it has to shift to that I attribute less, unpolluted, pure, ever pure, eternal self. I am that self, without any attributes, without any pollution. So that's what Vedanta is asking us to do that. And all our gymnastics, spiritual gymnastics or Vedantic gymnastics, intellectual gymnastics, whatever you are trying to do, it is nothing but I has to shift from body, mind to the self. This is what the overall meaning of the 8th verse. And this ends the Dakshinamurti Stotra actually. So that's why traditionally it is also called Dakshinamurti Ashtakam. Ashtaka means 8. So 8 verses written by or authored by Adi Shankaracharya in the form of Vedantic teaching. But still there are 2 more verses. Of course, there are some dhyana shlokas and all. I'm not referring to that. These 2 shlokas are there still. So there is a debate in that. These 2 shlokas were added by Shankaracharya himself after some time at different point of time, or different Shankaracharyas. Because the pontiffs, the Mathadipatis of the Shankar Mats are also called Shankaracharyas. So some Shankaracharya, someone else might have added these 2 verses as a recapitulation of the Vedantic teaching. So 9th and 10th is like a recapitulation. So we shall try to see in the 9th and 10th verse next class, and probably by that we'll be able to finish the Dakshinamurti Stotra discussion. Finish means what? Discussion actually. So we have to put into practice. That is the lifelong process. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, if you have got any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Swamiji, I didn't catch the subtle definition you gave between mithya and satya. Can you please repeat that?
Yes. Mithya means bhēdataḥ, which can be negated or which can be dispelled. For an example, the sun rises in the east and the sun sets in the west. From thousands of years, people are experiencing it. As a result, it is a satya. It is a truth. The moment if someday, if it doesn't happen, or if it happens in other thing, then it becomes mithya. Why? Because our experience has been negated or stopped by the reality. Oh, no, I was thinking that sun rises in the east and sun sets in the west, but today's experience, or because of the knowledge or because of the experience, it is getting negated. It is getting stopped. It is getting dispelled. So which is fit to be dispelled or which is fit to be negated is called mithya. So the one definition for the mithya is what? Bhēdataḥ. Now when I say Jagat mithya, Brahma satyam, Jagat mithya. Jagat is mithya, we say. So the experience of Jagat is what? Bhēdataḥ. How? I am experiencing, whatever it may be, I am experiencing this waking world, the world basically, the world. I am experiencing this empirical world in the waking state actually. When I go to dream state, I am experiencing the dream world. I cannot experience this same waking world. So my experience of waking world is only true or only can true in the waking state. The moment I experience the dream state, the dream world is different. And again, when I come to waking state, the dream world ceases to exist. So this is what bhēdataḥ I used to say. So this is one of the important definition for the mithyatva. When you go to study, when you try to study Vedanta in deep all these things, then what are the definitions for mithya? It comes. In the introduction of Brahma Sutra, there's a few important definitions given by Adi Shankaracharya. So when you try to understand all these things, it gives a better understanding of the definitions. What is Satya? For example, what is Satya then? Trikala abhāditattvam means which cannot be negated at all given point of time, past, present, and future. Brahman exists, or Brahma Satyam. Brahman exists. Okay. Does it exist now at right given point of time? Present? Yes. Yesterday? Yes. 10,000 years before? Yes. 100,000 years before? Yes. And what about tomorrow? Yes. 100,000, 10,000, or 10 millenniums afterwards? Yes. So it can never be negated its existence at any given point of time. So that is what the Satya. What about the world? It is not so. That is why it is called Mithya. This is the one definition of the Satya and Mithyatva. Yeah. I hope you understood, Samit.
Understood, Swamiji. However, It's a tough one for when we say waking state, right? Waking state exists even when we are not waking.
Okay.
So while I think in the dream state it is very apt, but the waking state, just you are not conscious of the waking state. The world continues.
Yes, of course. Fine. Yes.
So that doesn't say that the world of the waking state is not mithya.
Okay.
At least in a relative time sense, of course, in a time sense of thousands of years maybe, but in a short-term time sense, the world continues to exist. You are not waking.
How do I know that? Whether world exists or not, when you are not experiencing, world exists or not, who to, what you say, quantify it?
The reality is seen the next day morning. So in a way, you are not experiencing it, but the world has continued to exist, even when you are not experiencing the waking state.
That's what our present experience says. Who knows, tomorrow some pralaya comes and it might disappear. That has happened.
Correct, yeah.
Tsunami happened, and recently there were so many, I mean, this time, unfortunately, there were so many calamities are happening. They slept, and in night, because of the rain, heavy rain, floods or whatever, the entire villages has been swept out. You thought that tomorrow you will get up and you will continue your work, and because of this natural calamity, you died. To quantify or to give a value to this world, how it is possible? Only when I experience it. Yes, I understand. Objectively, I may not be experiencing the world at that given point of time. Someone else is experiencing it. So how can this Bhādi Tattva holds good? Yes, someone might be experiencing. I don't know whether they're experiencing or not. But our general assumption or general experience is what? For example, now I am sleeping. In my family itself, I am sleeping. So I'm not experiencing the world. My family people are not sleeping and they're awake and they're experiencing the world. This we assume, or this is our experience also. It is not only assumption, it is an experience also. But I don't know what happens. Because I am the quantifier of these things, isn't it?
Yes.
Maharaj, that Svenapi Maya Bohurupo, that is also from Monasollas.
Which one?
Where you mentioned Svenapi Maya Bohurupo, something like that. So where is that line?
Oh, this is what you say. Okay, this is from the Svenapi Maya Bohurupam. Yeah, this is just, I mean, it's a Sanskrit, what you say, sentence actually.
But it is not the
Bahurupam.
part of the verse, right? Because
Yes.
in the verse that line is not there. So from where it is?
You are right. You are right.
And he will not be taking the Dhyan mantra afterwards, after this last two.
Yeah, it's a good question. I never thought about it. It's a good question. I never thought about it. Let us see. If you all are interested, then I may take it. Otherwise, yeah. Means Venapi Maya Bahurupam, just whatever I told, because of Maya or Avidya, I am thinking that there are different relationships, different things and all, but in actuality, the Atman alone exists, and that is manifesting as different people and different things actually. All the things in a Sanskrit I told, Svenapi Maya Bahurupam. Yeah.
And that word is Bhādi Tattva or Bhādi Tattva? Means I am not getting.
Dha, Mahaprana, Dha, Bhādi Tattvam.
Bhādi Tattva.
Bhādi.
Bhādi Tattvam. Acha.
No, Bhādi Tattvam nahi, Bhāditvam. Badhyatvam actually. When it is that sandhi gets badhyatvam.